Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today we're gonna review some combiner model from 2006, and this one can be made with the two first release Titan sets, so Botar and Axon, and it's called Botar, and in fact it was a member of the Order of Matanui because it was killed by Makuta Miserix, or not Miserix, maybe Ikawax. I'm not really that sure, but still it was killed by Makuta. So by the way, here it is. So yes, of course it's quite really tall. It's kind of really a big Titan set, so it's quite tall. So that's why I've put my webcam right here, and you can see the background. So of course, excuse me if it's not all white and stuff like that, but it's the only way I have to show you in all its glory, in fact. But of course, I'm gonna talk about the different section, and I'm gonna do some close-up. So I will be on a full white background, by the way. So I'm going to do maybe the turnaround. So you can see it's quite, in fact, really tall, and you have to know that at the end of the building, you will really have a few leftovers. So there was not really that much parts at the end of the building. So it's quite interesting. They really have tried to put all the parts in this one, but still, we're going to see that this one is not really that perfect. So by the way, I'm going to try to put the camera right here and explain you how every part work. So quite hard, in fact, to manipulate this one. So I'm gonna maybe try to put off the legs first, and it will be easier to show you how it works. I didn't really want to do that at first, but I think that's the only way I have if I want to show you clearly how this big pack of parts works. So this one was not released as an other set, and you can find the instruction on Bionicle.com, and yes, on Bionicle.com in fact. So go on Bionicle.com on the building instruction section, and I think you can find the instruction. No, it's not I think, I'm sure, because I've used Bionicle.com to build this one. And the instructions in fact are pretty clear. So here's the upper part of the Titan set, so of the combiner model, not really Titan set. Oh, okay, I'm maybe gonna just put on the head also. Oh, and that's all. So we're gonna begin the body with the body. This part, the pelvis part, is made with in fact not really two, but one pelvis part, the metal one, and also this Piraka body frame, which was used on Axon, to in fact put two connectors. In fact, 4 ball joints for the legs, and it's gonna be the same for the arms. So in this way, it will be more solid, in fact, to put all the parts together, and it will stand in a better way, if I can say so. You can clearly see the rest of the body, in fact, is pretty simple, because if I look on the side, it's not really that clear for you, but you have just two long technique beam, one black white ears, and one in a dark gray on the front section. But apart there's two technique beam, there is nothing, so of course we're gonna have to fill the hole with this different parts. So I'm gonna explain you how it works, but as you can clearly see, we're gonna use some Piraka fit in gold and some Nuva armored parts, so some shoulder armor and some body armor right here. So it works pretty well, and you have the two colors together, so the silver and the gold. Of course, it uses the colors of Axon and Botar, so you're gonna have some red, some blue, some black, some dark gray, and some silver and gold color. And then we're gonna, in fact, these two technique beams I have talked earlier will be linked to the second body frame part, which is this one. Of course, it's on Piraka one. And this time we're gonna use, as you can clearly see on the back, because the back is quite interesting, we're gonna use these two long connector right here to add two other ball joints for the arm, because you can clearly see right here, the arms are linked with two ball joints right there. So it's quite useful, and also you can see some pneumatic parts right there, which are in fact not really that useful, I think, because you don't really use them. So I think they are more here for the overall design than just for an useful. In fact, they are not really that useful. They are just here for design, I think, because you can see I can fully turn the arm, and this part will not really move. In fact, oh yes, I said that it's useful when you just put the arm in this section, as you can clearly see, because the parts just go all the way down. So yeah, in fact, it's also useful. So I have said I don't know what I said earlier, but as you can clearly see, it is how it works. but we're gonna talk about the articulation later, I think. And that's all for the body, guys. So this body is quite nice. In fact, it's quite thin at first, but with the help of this part, it's really full and kind of it really fills all the holes, so there is no problem thanks to this part. Then we're gonna talk about the arms, which in fact you made in the last. No, in the head you made in the last steps are for the heads, but the arms comes after the legs, by the way. So here we go. It's quite hard to explain, but in fact we're gonna use two Titan connector right ears and link them together. Of course, we're gonna add some parts to fill the hole, like for example this visual leg and stuff like that. Also this part, and also you can clearly see that the connectors we're gonna use also some vacuum legs right here. And in the two, between these two parts, we're gonna add this connector which will be linked to the back parts right here. That's all for the upper part. Also, you can notice this ordica neck, which will in fact just be useful to link the pipe right here, which go to the Butaka weapon right there. Also, you have some visual arm right here, and finally the hands, which are quite articulated, or at least just maybe the thumb is articulated, and it's done like this, like that. And you have also a weapon, which is in fact really quite simple. And you're supposed just to make to hold it with the hands. And the second arm, in fact, it was the same apart from this part right here is used to link the Butaka sword to the arms, and on this section it's a different part. But apart from that, it's exactly the same stuff. So here we go, guys. It was the upper part of the body. We're going to talk now about the legs part, and then we'll talk about the head part. But now we're going to talk about the leg part, the legs, in fact. So here we go. So how it works, as you can see, the feet are quite bulky and massive. So I will not really enter in details on this part. So just to show you how it works, of course, you have some technique beams, stuff like that. So it's quite okay. It's not really that interesting, but it's quite okay. Also, and then you're gonna have this part. So in fact, it's, as you can clearly see, it's on Piraka leg, but this leg is not really that useful because, as you can clearly see, it's linked to a technique beam, which is linked to a pelvis part. And this part will be useful because this is where the articulation takes place, in fact. So we're not gonna use this ball joint right here. Also, you can notice the pneumatic section right there on this, which is linked like that. So just a few design elements, so just this one. And then we have the upper part. So of course we're gonna need two ball joints because there is two connectors. No, we're gonna need two connectors because there is two ball joints per legs. So how it works with some technique beams and some decoration. So seriously, there is nothing to say. I think it's pretty straightforward and not really interesting. And the same goes for the second leg, in fact, because second leg is exactly the same as the first one, but of course in a symmetrical way, if I can say so. Okay. Here we go. So you can see I have linked it on the two ball joints. Right here. I will show you, of course, the Titan after, but now I'm going to talk about the head and how it's made. So it's quite complicated, in fact. So you have this neck part, which is made with three metal arm. Why three? Because two of them, in fact, will be just used to link the ears. Like, so I think it's just some ears, but I'm not really that sure. So some ears right here. But so we're going to just use this one, the one in the middle section. It's linked on a connector, which is linked with some parts like there, and this part are linked to a metal head. And you can see there is some mouth parts. So here how it works. The lower section is linked with a connector which is linked on the head ball joint, as you can clearly see. So it's made with some pure baroque eyes in gold, of course. And then we have the upper section right here, which is quite the same, in fact. And this will be linked on the head itself, on the axle hole. and we can clearly see it's open and closed. And of course, it's not like Ultimate Doom which got some mask or stuff like that. This time there is nothing to cover the eyes. So of course it's quite look weird, because if you look like that, you can clearly see the shape of the Tornado head, and it's kind of look weird on this kind of size, for instance. So on this kind of because it's a Titan, it quite look weird if you ask me. But still, it's how it works. And we're gonna link this head on the axle. You can clearly see there, the dark gray one, because there is a connector right here. So we're gonna use this axle all. And here we go. Of course, it will, I think, take you some hours to make this one, maybe 1 or 1.5. And now we're gonna talk about the articulation, I think. So maybe it's gonna be hard, but yeah. Anyway, we're gonna begin with the legs first. So the legs can turn in this way. So you can clearly see there is a wide variety of movement. This the knee part really can turn other way. And also the feet is also really kind of perfect. In fact, it's really well articulated. So I'm gonna maybe try to do some original pose after that. Yeah, the only problem maybe is that it can't really turn on the side, just a little less, just a little like this. But it kind of blocks sometime, like this time, for example. And the same, of course, goes for the second legs. Now the arm, so it will be in fact harder to show you, so maybe I'm gonna just... So the arm can turn in some up, kind of hard to turn it up, in fact, yes, more like that. So you have to, you have also to move this part manually if you want him to move all the way, like that. The elbow, yes, the elbow section quite turn more than 90 degrees, and of course the hand. So the hand cannot really turn, in fact, because there is a Botar sword right here, so it kind of blocks the movement, but it's still okay, I think. And this part just fell off. So I'm gonna put it back. And that's all. So as you have seen earlier, of course, we're gonna use this pneumatic right here to move, to help the movement. Right there. Excuse me, of course, if you not see everything, because it's really hard with the scale of this this command. The head, in fact, can turn in every direction, so down, up, on the side, no problem, and the jaw can, yes, or the mouth can open and close. So you can clearly see it's really pretty well articulated. There is no flaws on this point. I think for a Titan of this size is really a good point. In fact, this kind of articulation will be used later on the more modern Titans, like for example, maybe Maxilos, or I mean really Titan Nova 2008, for example, or even Tomatanui. And that's all, guys. So I think I'm going to try to do a little pause of this one. So here we go. So to sum up, seriously, I'm not really a fan of this coming model. Why? Maybe because there is still some flaws, and the overall design, I don't really know, but does not really please me. For example, I see some flaws on the leg, like right there, so some holes and stuff like that. In fact, the legs really are really thin, if you ask me, are really thin, and it's kind of contrast with the rest of the body and the arm, in my opinion. So I don't really know why. I'm not really a fan, but objectively, if I can say so, I will say this is a pretty cool Titan, because in fact it's not a blocky one, it's pretty well articulated. So I'm going to try to do some pose, like for example, make him crouch like this. You can clearly see the weight is pretty well balanced, because it's got like enormous feet with huge feet. So with this feet, it allows him to allow you to pose him in a tons of different ways without him falling off, like some other Titan, which was really a problem. Yeah, like that. So seriously, in fact, it's really a pretty well done combiner, because it used almost every part of the two original Titans. The parts are pretty well designed, if you ask me. In fact, no, they are not really pretty well designed, because I have said earlier, I'm not really a fan of the legs, which I think there is some holes, and I think that was too thin in comparison to the rest of the body, but there are still some interesting parts, like the body part or even the arm section. Even the head section is quite interesting, even if it's kind of look weird at first with the two ears and the little eyes of the tornado head. But seriously, in an objective way, I think it's already a pretty decent Titan, because at least you can turn him in tons of different poses and directions, so it's really a good point. And a book just fall off, so excuse me for that. But by the way, that's all, I think. So did I recommend you to build this Titan, this combi model? In some way, yes. I think if you are bored with your Botar and Axon, just go on and build him. At the moment I do this review, I record this review, I have still not yet built Cardass, because of course I have to build Botar first and review it, excuse me, and then I will be able to build Cardass, or Vision and Cardass, which are, I think, taller, maybe less than this one. But still, this one is pretty decent. It just used 2 Titan sets, and it's really managed to be kind of really tall, in fact. I have not Takanuva near me, but I think it's as tall as Takanuva, maybe even taller. So, did I recommend you this Titan, this model? Yes. It's kind of be fun to build and to move in some way. It's really playable, and there is no really big flaws or no really big holes apart for the leg section. And that's all. So hope you enjoyed this review. Of course, if you have some other questions I have not answered in this review, feel free to ask them. And I'm just gonna finish this review with a little turnaround if you have not seen Botar in all its glory. And that's all. So hope you enjoyed this one, guys. See you later for another Bionicle review. Bye bye.